Hi and welcome to another session of advanced readings. This is a technique that we use in spiritualism a lot, and it also inspired me when I had the oracle readings through the Nadi oracles, where messages were given to me thousands of years in advance. Mind-boggling stuff. And also, of course, it's used in when you're using clairvoyance by email reading and sometimes by telephone. You know things before the person calls you. So I'm inspired by this technique and I hope it helps you. There could be a message here for you today. So you'll see me working in blue light for this, because this is how the medium can get close to spirit. We often use a red or blue light in my circle, particularly if you're doing physical or trance work. Anyway, hope you enjoy these sessions. Okay, this message is for somebody who is in Australia or New Zealand, all down there sort of thing. And I feel it's a person that this is messages for somebody who is trying to develop their own mediumship at the moment, and they're kind of pleading to spirit to get a message from their spirit guide, and you've been a bit confused about who your spirit guide is, because you've been getting some strange images in your mind of who he is, because I want to sort of give a message for you from someone that's male here in the spirit. You've been sitting in a group, you've had a small circle working, you've had some spirit lights around you, I've got to say. I feel that there's a group of 5 of you, I feel, that are sitting regularly for this, and you've been getting some good results, and you've been getting a little bit of, like we call, the physical mediumship. And one of you is from England, who has emigrated, and one of you has been worried about a chest condition for a while. It's not a serious condition, it's passing, but I just feel that you've had some very bad chest condition for a short while. This is just things I'm giving evidence for the group of you, first of all, that are working here. And one of you was once used to be a singer for a while, or did singing as part of your interests. And the music I'm seeing around for that person, of course, as well, but not just singing, but I'm seeing music as well. You might be able to play as well. This is for the group of you. You might have even been using my book, The Psychic School, you never know. And I feel that you've been progressing well, and you've been connecting very much with your guides at the moment. Now, I'm hearing a sort of a name that's been trying to be said to you for this. It sounds like, all I can get is part of it. It seems like Magro or something, or Magnum, Magda, or something like that. I don't know. It's you would understand this. This is why it's a strange one, and I'm going to give it to you just as it raw. I can't quite get it. It's Manga or Maga or something like that, as a name of a spirit guide that's been coming through you and been trying to talk through one of you through trance. And it's a male, big figure I get with this. It could have an African sort of feel with this character here talking to you. So I just want to say, it feels a bit difficult for the medium, because there's very strong power with this, very strong healing power with it as well. But there's a safe feel from my point of view, and I feel this message you're getting here from me is kind of a confirmation to you, a bit like they did in the cross correspondence, when we had the cross correspondence at the time of the early days of the Society for Psychical Research. So this is kind of, I feel, a very specific message for somebody there that would appreciate this message. So maybe that message was for you, and if it was, please do leave a comment in the comments below on YouTube, so that other people can recognize that this is real. I mean, if you look back at some of the older videos, you'll see that some of the most strange and obscure messages have been taken to the letter, and there's been some interesting stories that have developed once a person has made the comment. So leave a comment, and even if the message isn't for you, it's still a good idea to leave a comment, because this helps spirit to connect with us, and maybe get you a message next time. Okay, my next message is from a lady in spirit. I want to give the name Marjorie with this. She's a lady that loved her her work, her domestic work. I'm seeing very much a homely sort of lady, a domestic sort of feel to this lady's energy. And I sense with her that she, I'm seeing ironing, you know, and loving it. And she tells me she had a big family, she loved children, she enjoyed her work. She's very simple times from, you know, in the days before when women had to go to work and all the rest of it, and had to earn a living as like the men do. It's sort of, so I feel she liked being the domestic lady. And I sense with her, Marjorie is saying that I'm getting her chest at the end as if there's a problem with her chest. I don't think I'm talking about lung cancer. I think I'm looking into the lung itself, because I feel heavy on my breathing, which would have been with her for quite a long time. And I get the sense with her that this might have been a condition where the lungs fill up and they had to be drained. This is she's talking about here. But she says that was just part of it. She's trying to push that aside, because she was a lady that didn't really indulge in being ill. She brushed it off. That's the feeling I get with her. A very lovely lady that would work very hard, like I say, on the domestic level. Come on, love, tell me a bit more about yourself. There were two houses. One house stood alone, but the other house, as it were, was something about a flat above a shop. Okay, so I don't know if the family there in that family group owned a house, but also owned a flat above a shop as well, which was rented out. Get something like that for this lady's evidence. And she's talking also about that back in the family there was something about, there might have been a shop again, there was something about a shop that sold, I think it's a greengrocers, the old-fashioned greengrocers, where I see, you know, all the fresh vegetables and things. She's talking about something connected with that, and that would be part of her family tree. And there was something about that nearby to where they lived. So I think I'm coming more European look here for this message, because I'm seeing like there's a big old stately home, a manor house type of nearby. So I don't know if I'm England or France with this, but I've got a big house that dominated the village. So we've got a village background somewhere going back here, because I'm seeing sheep in the fields and things like this. And the lady had false teeth, I've got to say. I don't know why that's important, but I think she used to muck around with them, because I've got her taking her teeth out and clattering them like this and being funny with me. So she's obviously got a very good sense of humour, this Marjorie. And she says it's a little while since she passed. I've got to say with her, she also loved to play cards. She liked to play the old traditional cards. But she used to have fun with you, the person receiving this message, when you were young, because she's obviously older to you, because she plays the cards and then cheats you and finds it in your pocket or something like that. It's like there's a trickery with her when she used to play cards and games with you when you were children. So I just get that, and she loved all these games like Monopoly and things like that and those sort of things. So she's just given me all that. And the person receiving the message here has been very sad lately, she says. That's why she gives me these silly things, because I feel, she says, cheer up, because you've been trying too hard sometimes. And I get the sick feeling it's not the important things in life are not if you win or fail, it's having a go. That's what she says. Try again, try again is something she would have said to you. And so she gives me this sort of sense of cheerfulness that I want to send to the recipient of this message, and you will know who you are. Okay, I'm going to do another one of these book references for people. Those that have seen these before will know that sometimes I give a book reference and it will take you, it's called bibliography. The person that's watching this, there's a book nearby you. If you reach out and take it now. And I want to turn to page 37 of the book. And I'm in the second paragraph. And I feel I'm about the third line down or so, part way through. And there I see a message that relates to something that you would understand about a spirit person that connects with you here. The words are very similar, I've got to say, to words that you wrote to them and put into the coffin with them. They're like a little line of verse that you wrote and that you put into the coffin with them, right? It mentions love, right? But this line is very similar. It's not exact, but it's very, very similar to the words that you put in the coffin. And I feel the person that's giving this communication, it's a lady that's talking to me, but she's telling me that her and her husband passed pretty much simultaneously. They were very, very close passing with each of them, and this is why it was such a difficult time, and why that message relates to two people as well that you can see there. And we went together, she says. I don't know if they passed together. I think she died first, and her husband died weeks later, and there'd been something, I get the sense that it was something dreadful that happened. It feels like an accident, but it feels like an accident in the home somehow. I don't know if they suffocated, if there was a fire, or whether there was a gas leak of something like that, so we died of carbon monoxide poisoning or something, but we went together. That's the feeling I get with this. And the recipient of this message has also had a very, very difficult time, because around them there's been talk of suicide from somebody. They haven't taken their life, but somebody's been talking about making threats. So they're just saying, life is precious, life is precious, don't be foolish, don't be foolish. That's what I just feel I wanted to say. And it's the lady that's given the main communication here. She was quite a comfortably built lady, I want to say. The gentleman, much thinner build, and he was, I think he'd had a little bit of Alzheimer's, because I think he was losing his a little bit. So I think these are quite an older couple that I'm being shown here. But they loved each other very much. They had their disputes like all couples do, but they always seem to get through it. They'd never sleep on an argument, she says. And I just want to say that she says that, you know, no matter how tragic life seems sometimes, when you look back at it, it kind of all works out right in the end, you know? It's like she looks back at her life and says it was a happy life. And everybody thinks of it sadly because of the sad passing at the end and the tragic passing. But she says that at the end of all this, when I look at my whole course of my life, we had a happy life. And she's saying to the recipient of this message that look at your life too, because when you look at your life as a whole, it was a very happy life. So there must be an element of depression around you as you're receiving this message. So she's lifting that and saying to look at the bigger picture.
So I hope that helped, because it's lovely doing this and giving messages to people out there, and I know some of you get very excited by the messages that you get, so thank you for your feedback. And if you do enjoy watching all this, why not come and get a reading at my website, because I've got a team of readers, you know, that are on there 24/7, and there's lots of special deals there at the moment. For example, in the UK, if you're a new customer, you can use our welcome offer and get 29 pence a minute for the first 10 minutes, so you can try a reading for very little. Same with the USA, we've got 59 cents per minute for the first 10 minutes on the welcome offer. So thanks for watching my channel, and do come back and follow us. Click that little bell thingy at the bottom of the page there. We do loads of things here, as well as all these readings. We've got my family involved, we've got all sorts of investigations, we've got my mystic talks, so we're inspired, we got lots of readings, you'll see our stuff with the media and all sorts of things. So keep watching, and keep watching now, because coming up will be the playlist of more videos like this one today. So there could be another message there for you today.